Who's the villain in the story that you're telling yourself? Hey there, I'm Sharon Pope. I help women who are struggling in disconnected marriages get the confidence and clarity they need to know whether they can fix the struggles inside their marriage or if their answer is to move forward and how to do that without regret. If this speaks to you, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. Today we are talking about who's the villain inside the story you're telling, whether we're talking about your life or your relationships. Now, I'm going to share something with you, but first I want to use an example. So last evening, I was watching the 2-hour special where Oprah interviewed Meghan and Prince Harry, and there were some conversations around the relationship that Meghan had with Kate. And the feeling was very much like you had to choose between these two women. Like you were either Team Meghan or you were Team Kate. And if you love Kate, which a lot of people do, if you love her, then you somehow have to dislike or hate Meghan. And I thought it was so interesting, particularly because today is International Women's Day. But I thought it was so interesting why do we always need to have a villain? Like, why can't we say, you know what, Kate, you have chosen this experience for your life, and isn't that a beautiful thing? And I applaud you and commend you and cheer you on. And Meghan, you've chosen this experience for your life, to be outside of the whole royal experience. And isn't that also a beautiful thing? You see, the reality is, I know there's not ever been a movie made or a book written where there wasn't a villain in the story. We love to have a villain. And so our brains sort of automatically go looking for who is the villain inside of this story. So even when we're talking about two women who should be loving and supporting each other, the rest of the world outside of them goes looking for who's the hero and who's the villain. But we do this in so many ways in our lives as well. Because when we're upset about things going on inside of our marriage, for instance, we go looking for the villain, don't we? And more often than not, we are not the villain. Sometimes when we're really beating ourselves up, we're the villain and our husband is the good guy, our partner's the good person in this relationship. But sometimes, most of the time, it's we genuinely think we're coming from a good place and we don't understand why our partners don't understand us. And so they're the villain. They don't understand. They don't see me. They don't understand me. And what I want you to see is that maybe there's no villain. Once you start stripping away the good and the bad and the right and the wrong and trying to categorize all this stuff, like let's say you want a really loving, connected, passionate marriage, but your partner is completely fine with a completely fine relationship. Like passion might be nice, but it's not necessary. Friendship is necessary. Respect is necessary. And getting things done is really important. Here's the reality. Just because that's not what I would choose for my life doesn't mean that that's the wrong choice. It's just a perspective and we all get to choose. And isn't it beautiful that your partner wants something that feels committed and strong and like home? And isn't it also wonderful that you want closeness and connection and intimacy and passion? Isn't that also a beautiful thing? Why, just because we want different things, why does someone have to be wrong? And I know you're probably thinking, well, Sharon, that's because then the marriage doesn't work. I actually don't think that that's true. I don't think we have to be carbon copies of one another in order for a relationship to work. But I do think what we have to start getting our minds around is that everyone gets to choose for themselves. And when it's different from you, it doesn't make it wrong or bad or even necessarily disruptive. And there doesn't have to be a villain. You don't have to be the bad guy, neither does your partner. Everyone gets to choose for themselves. So whether you're talking about a friendship between two women, a relationship that you have between you and your mother, where your mother thinks you should be doing something different, or your marriage, where you two are wanting very different things. No one is necessarily wrong in that situation, and it's just a perspective, and we all get to choose. No one needs to be the villain. No one needs to be the bad guy. We can just start having some open, honest conversation and appreciation for one another's perspectives. And that's how you can really open up really healthy, loving relationships. I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, I hope you will subscribe to this channel and give this video a like. If you are really ready to learn a different way of being in relationship with people so that you can really have the kind of loving relationships that you want for yourself, then I would invite you to check out if there's a fit for you and I to work together. You can schedule a complimentary Truth and Clarity session where we will explore that. Take really good care.